So my name's Donna Rudzik, and I am usually an incredibly busy real estate agent. I have a son who's a senior at Skyline, and I'm married, and my husband and I have been coming here for about 4 years or so. When COVID really hit heavy and strong, it was spring, and when you're in real estate, you do one thing, is you work, and you work a lot. So I was running nonstop, 7 days a week. November, December hit, all of a sudden I had nothing to do. And it kind of dawned on me that, oh my gosh, this is what everyone has been talking about. I'm at home and I'm stuck here and there's nothing to do. So when I have time, usually my first stop is at my friend Angie's house. Angie came here for a really long time, but she's not able to get out of the house anymore. The minute I get a free time, I call her, what do you need from Trader Joe's? And then, I just show up and do whatever she needs. I don't know. I think sometimes we struggle because we see the world and it's in such chaos and we think we're so small, we're insignificant. We can't make a difference in the world. But I think the epiphany of my downtime this year was that don't worry about making a difference in the world. Make a difference in your world. And that really has become my COVID mantra. Yeah, making a difference in my world. Some of you may have heard of the refugee ministry called Because He First Loved Us. And Danelle was telling me that there's been a couple young women who really would like a mentor. And they didn't really ask specifically for a Christian mentor. They just, someone to maybe kind of help them do life in America. So we just have lunch and coffee and walk and talk and about just being strong and standing up for yourself. And I share a little bit about my faith. She shares a little bit about her faith. So the big thing is that since I met her whole goal was one thing. I want to be a nurse and I want to go to the University of Utah Nursing School. And if you know anything about it, it's one of the hardest nursing schools to get into. You have to be special. We worked on our essay together and just, communication skills. And so anyways, last month she got accepted. And I feel like it's like my victory. I'm so proud of her. With K2 being closed, I'm like an in-person church person. So it was really hard for me. So I just started going to what was familiar. And Calvary Chapel has been a big part of my life and a good resource for me pretty much since I've always lived here. And so when I heard that they had food boxes and I was going there, they started with this challenge. You don't need food, but you know someone who does. Don't walk out the door without a box of food. And so I took my first box of food and, tried to figure out what to do with it and got together with a friend and we made meals and passed them around the neighborhood, which was really fun. And then the next week, again, I thought, well, I could give one to Hawa because, there's 9 people in her family. It's pretty crazy. And so I brought her a box of food. Oh my gosh, they were so happy. And they just loved it. And they said, can you get sugar? Can you get soap? Can you get coats? We need blankets. And I was like, oh, I can do this. I don't have any work to do. It's November and I have nothing to do. And so I just started collecting from friends and asking people for money, got another carload. And so we came back the next week with 2 entire carloads full of food. We had coats, we had blankets, we had soap. And it was the awesomest thing because they were taking these boxes of food, sticking them on their heads. They were heavy. They had gallons of milk in them and walking in their apartments. I think we're going on 7 weeks now that I've gone back with a couple carloads of food. And there was 1 week I had a meeting for work because I do have to, I do have to work. And so I sent some other friends in my place. And they were just equally as excited and blessed and happy to be a part of it. So, I think you don't have to do everything alone. You just find something to do and ask someone to come alongside you. It doesn't have to be huge. It's like we all have this missing piece, I know sometimes, and even, I think Pastor Dave, it's like this hole in our bodies and what we choose to fill it with. We can fill it with so many things, Netflix and, Facebook. And, when you fill it with the right stuff, when you fill it with what He's told you to do and His purpose and His work and changing someone's life, it fixes you. you know? And we all need to be fixed. We're also dang broken in one way or another, you know, from our past, from our futures, from our parents, from our relationships. But when you start filling your hole with all this good, you can't help but give it back, because he gave it to you. Now you need to give it back to everybody else. You know, it's amazing. And selfish, why do it? Because I want to feel better. I want to be fixed. And, you know, that verse that the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. I never want him to say that about me. I want to be the worker. And I think about the harvest and how beautiful it is. The strawberry harvest, you know, the raspberry harvest, and how happy you feel when you pick it and you eat it and you make something. Don't miss out on the harvest, because my gosh, you'll be missing out on everything. You miss out on everything that he needs for you, everything that he wants, everything that is good, everything he wants for you to do. Don't miss it. Here I am. Lord, send me. Send me.